Okay. Oh boy, tomorrow is the weekend. Okay. All right. Hello. How are you? Okay, it's Persona 4 time again. All right. All right, let me open up my notes a minute so I remember what we're actually doing today. I believe we're trying to get Pixie ready for the Naoto boss fight and get a little bit farther in the dungeon. If we get through the mid-boss, that'd be nice, but it's not essential. More so than anything, I just need to make sure we get Pixie all squared away. Be nice if we could level her up some today as well, but we'll see how things go. I need to level up, I think, Yatagarasu to get Diarahan, and then pass that down to Orabas, and then make Pixie with Orabas and Jack Frost again. So, alrighty. Oh yeah, is that this week that came out? Rydao Kuza Noha remaster. I'm doing fine. A little tired, but overall doing fine. Yeah, it's out, right? No, it's in like a week. Okay. All right, fair enough. Next Thursday, yeah, it's kind of wild this next Thursday. Maybe it's only Thursday because of time zones over here. And it's actually coming out on Friday for like JP audiences or something. Interesting. Okay. Something to look forward to, I guess, once P4 Pixie is done. We're getting there. I think probably next weekend we're gonna get to the Heaven dungeon, so that should be fun. Yeah, I was banging my head against a hard RTS mission earlier today, so that's why I'm like a little when it comes to video games right now. But I'll get there. I'll get there. Okay. All right. Okay. Stretch. All right. How are we looking? What are we looking at? So I think we needed to level up this Yatagarasu to get Diarahan, which I believe is level 45. Once he levels up again, he's going to get growth 2. We stack that with growth 1. He should level up fairly quickly, plus the shirt we're wearing, so it shouldn't be too bad. Let's go through and keep working through the current dungeon. The other thing we could do is... No, we should go here. Because we need XP. Unless we want to reset treasure chests. Might be worth it, actually. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me go and... I'll have to fix that later. I guess that hotkey isn't working. Let me just skip forward a little bit. I have determined that VLC does not randomly randomize every time you tell it to randomize. It randomizes once and keeps the same random list. Whatever algorithm it has to quote-unquote randomize things, it randomizes it the same way every single time, so... Okay. I wonder if this counts. Might not. No, interesting. It doesn't count. Yeah, because it didn't have to generate any new floors. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if that was a limitation of the PS2 or not. There's also the new boss at the top of Mitsuo's dungeon. Physical bruiser. Not much reason to fight it though. Courage is maxed out and stuff, so... Let me just save real quick before we go in. Boy, lazy afternoons is right. Ouch. Okay. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Oh, they have high counter. Unfortunate. Oh, right, they reflect fire. I forgot about that. Tranquil hours. Dude, I kind of want to play Viva Pinata on stream at some point. It's just a good chill game. It'd be fun to do at some point. Technically have done that before. Played on stream, but it's been a minute. And by a minute, I mean like, I think a couple of years. Man, they reflect electric as well? Okay. That was a bit of a rough fight. Pixie leveled up. But yeah, we need Yatagarasu to level up, and then we need it to level up twice, so let me just check. Yatagarasu, okay, yeah, it's getting there. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad, because right now it's getting 25% of the XP that we get on the MC, Oh, right, we're immediately on the 4th floor. Okay, that's fine. We could always go up a floor if we need to, or down a floor, or whatever. Weak to electricity. Okay. Let's just dizzy it. This one with wind. I don't know. I feel like if I ever wanted to do a just chatting type stream or something, Viva Pinata would be a good background game to have on. Just kind of like do stuff while I'm talking. I don't know. I've been experimenting lately. Maybe I'll experiment with that. Counter-Strike, Global Offensive. Let's just replace Counter with its upgraded version. Susano. Ba-da-dum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Ba-da-dum. Okay, that's gonna take a minute. That's fine. I guess I won't worry about it until Yatagarasu gets at least growth too. We'll say the music for the answer is pretty good. Unfortunate. It's very funny seeing that dude's animation sped up. He's already pretty skatey and flighty before, and now it's like turned up to the max. Way to go, Teddy. What's on my mind these days? Motivation, I suppose. I don't know. I've been trying to like implement long-term plans to like improve my habits and improve my well-being. But I don't know if they're going to work out or not, because we're not too far into the long-term plan, so I don't know how well the plan is going to go. This has been the busiest. I think this is the most streams I've done in a while. I don't know if about ever. I'd have to really think about it to say ever, but like definitely in a while. It's been a little overwhelming. I think trying to do 3 games at once maybe was a bad idea. I don't know. Maybe like once Yakuza, well, then it would be 3 and 4, right? I was gonna say once Yakuza 3 is done, but then we'd be on Yakuza 4. And then if we wait until Yakuza 3 and 4 to finish up SMT5 Vengeance, that would still be a while. Because 4 should be a while as well, and we're getting there, but we're not quite there with 3. Finally, some music I haven't heard in like 20 times. Had to kind of skip deep into the playlist for that, but yeah. Okay. Oh, 40 for Pixie. 44. Yeah, those shirts are doing their job. Definitely leveling up quite a bit faster. I think we're kind of squishy because of it, but man, I think long term it'll pay off. Because we could always swap out armor before the boss, right? Or we could leave it on and get like 50% XP on the boss, just saying. Man, 50% XP is so good though. But like the armor will fall off in usefulness eventually. Outside of like leveling up and everything, right? Okay. Well, let's head down to the next floor then. 6th floor is where the mid-boss is, so I guess we'll try and get there. We'll see how quickly Yatagarasu levels up. I think the mid-boss, it would be good to get through him today. But it's not super important. We'll see how things go. I want to see these use fire. Well, at least they're not. Oh, that's funny. I think this is a P4 remix. That's why it doesn't have an album art. I wonder if I should, like, spend some more time on the music stuff for the stream. I probably should at some point. I just haven't been listening to a lot of music lately. Outside of on stream. I think I'm trying to do too many things at once. I don't know. I think honestly it probably should be focusing more on videos than I am. Hey, how's it going? This stream today? Today's stream, we're just working on Pixie stuff. I gotta do some grinding. Gotta pass down some skills to Pixie. There's Yatagarasu. Once he levels up again, he'll get Zeodyne. Or sorry, he'll get Georahan. And I passed down Zeodyne to him. So I just gotta pass those 2 skills down to Oribos and then fuse them onto Pixie. And then we might do the mid-boss today of the Naoto dungeon. Ah, these guys are a pain. Let me just guard with the other 2 and have the MC run away. Oh! Well. So much for that. Yeah, those guys are a real pain in the ass. Still haven't figured out how to deal with them. I did add 1 to the death counter, by the way. It's just hidden behind the playlist thing. We're at 26, if anybody cares to know. I have been thinking about like separating out, so having like 3 or 4 playlists. One for like starting soon, ending soon. One for like this stuff, and then one for the bathroom breaks. Step on up to the plate. This ain't no game. It's time to make history, yeah. Crazy how by slowing things down, you can... Dang it. I'm not gonna get this gold hand, am I? Nah, shoot. Oh well. By slowing things down, you can change the vibe of the song. And the instrumentation, of course. Because that was the P4 Golden Battle theme, just slowed down and given different instrumentation for the most part. Oh shoot, that was a mess. I messed up there. I just had the other two guys guard. Let's get back around to the MC. I went through a bunch of games on my to playlist spreadsheet today and got rid of them. It was just like a bunch of games I thought looked kind of cool, but I didn't own, and were on like my Steam wish list or whatever. And I looked at them again and I was like, you know, I own all these other games where like this is a sequel to a game I haven't even played yet. Maybe I should hold off on this one. So I was able to knock off like 50 games like that today, which was nice. Man, I have such good memories of playing the Pokemon games. I think it's the reason why Pokemon is so frustrating is because I have such good memories of playing the games growing up. I don't know, I have a hard time like letting... I'm trying to think. I have a hard time with like seeing something I like get destroyed or, you know, drugged down in quality, or seeing it like twisted or whatever. And so with the Pokemon games, it's hard for me to like look at or like pay attention. I don't know if it's that. It's just I have opinions about the Pokemon games because I enjoy them, right? Or at least the old ones. Maybe I should just go play ROM hacks and people can call me old or a boomer or whatever, or Gen Z. I don't know where I fall. I think I'm in 2000, so I think I'm like technically, what is that? What would that put me under? I don't know. I think like very late millennial, early Gen Z. Do I have that right? I think so. I don't know. All those like age labels and stuff are not my forte. I think people categorize them differently too, so it's like hard to keep track of sometimes. Sometimes I think I'm not doing enough, and sometimes I think I'm doing too much. And I still don't know where that line is, to be honest with you. I was talking with someone last night and they're like, you know, you're too much of a perfectionist. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. Like if I just actually worked on videos and like actually put them out. I've had two or three videos that I've gotten like 80 to 90% done, and I wasn't happy with how they were turning out, so I just stopped working on them and like never actually released them. Which maybe that's fairly common, but I don't know, probably could be doing better about that kind of thing, you know? I don't know, I always feel like I have to rush, but I'm not sure what I'm rushing towards, if that makes sense. Which I guess you could say is kind of dangerous. I don't know, everything just seems to move so fast. And like, I think social media is really bad for me when it comes to like comparing myself to others. Like I don't do it on a visual level or a money level, but more just in like, look at what people my age are like accomplishing in their own fields, or like the people who are really motivated and found something that they really care about fairly early on in life, or like doing really well, where I still feel like I haven't figured out what I want to do with my life. But maybe that's not the right question, honestly. Because, like, trying to find something to do with your entire life is, like, a pretty tall order. Maybe it'd be good enough to find something to do with, like, the next 3 years, you know? And then once I'm bored with that, or I've gone as far as I can with that, or whatever, something new might come up, or, you know, life will change, probably. Things won't be the same anymore. Sorry, I'm just kind of stream of consciousnessing here, because I'm a little bit tired, so just trying to kind of mull over some thoughts out loud a little bit here. Might be kind of a bad idea. Sometimes you are trying to work out a thought and it doesn't sound right when you say it out loud or something, right? But I don't know, I'm just thinking. What am I thinking? I do think that maybe, I don't know what to do with the SMT5 streams, because, like, I do enjoy it. Like, I have been enjoying the SMT5 stuff, but at the same time, like, maybe that was the wrong game to pick. You know? Maybe I should have picked something that was a bit shorter or something. Because now I feel kind of obligated to go the whole way with it. I'm not sure what the right answer is on that. I could keep up this schedule, I suppose, but it would be a lot. I don't know. I don't like how much time I've been putting into video games outside of stream and stuff. And even honestly on stream, I should probably be putting more time into other things. Been spending too much time online or in my chair. I'm not sure. Man, life just moves so fast. I gotta stop watching reaction content. Been watching too much of that lately. That's not even just like a people I actually care about the opinions of either. There's like a couple of people that I'll watch stuff of that, keeping up with like news and various realms and all that, but just random reaction videos from people I don't care about, just as an excuse to like rewatch a video I know I'll like or whatever. It's bad. Just filling up time with nothing, garbage junk in my head. I don't know, I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I need to start getting rid of the things that don't matter, but I have a hard time letting go of things, so it's like hard for me to say what quote unquote doesn't matter, or doesn't matter as much, you know. It's hard for me to make that value judgment because I'm so scared of making the wrong value judgment, I suppose. Because, like, what if I make the wrong choice, you know? Which, to be fair, it probably doesn't matter, honestly. Like, I'm still young enough where it doesn't really matter. But I feel like I'm old enough that I should be thinking about what I actually want. Even if I choose the wrong direction, I feel like I should still choose a direction. Just not sure what that direction should be, I suppose. Young man is directionless in his life, and feels like he's being consumed by social media and the online age. I'm sure that is not a problem anybody else can relate to. I'm sure this is just a me thing. Well, I suppose my problem is always that I'm not sure what I want. Or like, what is the thing that's most important to me? I've always been very bad at that. Like, whenever somebody asks me, like, what is your favorite X or Y? Like, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite Pokemon? What's your favorite persona? What's your favorite demon? It's always hard for me to make that value judgment. Nice. I always weigh, like, my options a lot. Sometimes for the worse, where it's like, I'll go through so many different scenarios that in my head, that what ifs, they'll never actually make a proper decision. What if this? What if that? What if it all doesn't matter? What if it all matters? What would be worse? If everything you did mattered, or if nothing you did mattered? Which would be worse? Which would be harder to live with? I feel like different people have different answers to that question. I suppose if you choose to say that nothing matters, then it is very freeing. If nothing matters, then you can kind of just do whatever you want and it's all the same, right? At the end of the day, it just matters what you're the most comfortable with. But if nothing matters, then you have to find your own reason for doing things. If everything matters, that's scary too, because that means that everything you choose to do matters. I mean, it's also everything you choose not to do matters, right? You are a bundle of potential and you could pick anything. If you could, though, if you could pick anything, what would you pick? What would be the right answer? I don't know. I don't think anybody really can say that besides yourself either. I think that's something you have to come to a conclusion on your own. It's not something you should let other people tell you what, like, is most important to you. Whether that be your family, your friends, a career, or like pursuit that you find fulfilling. Like, what's most important to you? What is the thing that it's all working towards? What makes life worth living is kind of what I'm getting at. You can definitely tell I'm stream of consciousing right now, so getting philosophical over here. What makes life worth living? That's another one of those things where people kind of have to answer that one for themselves. But to get back down to brass tacks, what about streams? Yeah, no, sorry, I'm just getting existential here in stream of consciousness because I'm trying to find stuff to talk about, so I'm just kind of like... I'm also kind of just zoning out because I'm just grinding while listening to music, so... Yeah, I mean, that's an answer. Media, entertainment, books, movies, video games. Because that's the experiences you can have and stories you can have. And you can enjoy. I don't know. I feel like that's a bit superficial, honestly, but I know you're just joking around, but good cuisine. I don't know. I feel like sensory experiences aren't enough to make life worth living. Like, they can help, they can be nice parts of living, but like, I don't know. I don't think that momentary good experiences make life worth living, because there are a lot of momentary bad experiences to outweigh those. So there has to be something underlying, something that goes beyond the moment, or like your sensory experiences to make life worth living. Maybe not. Maybe for some people just being is enough, but yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I've just been getting existential about like not suring what I want to do with my life, and like, is that even a valid question, yada yada. Which of course stems from the fact that I was talking about like how I streamed on Wednesday, right? The fact that I did the SMT5 Vengeance stream and like started the Godborn thing, and now it's like, well, do I keep doing that? Is that too much? Should I be focusing on other things? Where is my time best used? You know? That's the thing about like problems like that sometimes, is like, you think it'd be a simple answer, but like once you start peeling back layers and layers of like your thought process, usually there's like something deeper going on, I feel like. Maybe not all the time. Maybe sometimes it ain't that deep, but I feel like at least the way people think about and make decisions a lot of the time is deeper than they might realize. Even if at the end of the day you just kind of have to make a decision sometimes. But I think it can be interesting to kind of peel back stuff. I mean, I took psychology in college and high school. Is it any wonder that I find this stuff interesting? That's actually not bad. How close is Yatagarasu? Should be getting pretty close. Ooh, it's got a ways to go, but it's got growth 1 and 2, so it should be fine. Let's see, it's at 7. It's almost at 18k right now. Let me see how much it is at after this next fight. But yeah, making something or honing a talent and like sharing that with others and being able to make a living off that, that's not a bad pursuit to have in life. And I suppose if I did get good at video making and stuff, like that would be a pursuit. I do like telling stories. I think for me with the video thing, it's more that I get too much in my head because I compare way too much to like videos I see that I enjoy, and it's like, you know, they're all like very well done and everything, where I feel like mine aren't that great. And the other part of it too is I'm still not comfortable with the tools, like the editing software. And because of that, because I don't feel comfortable with the tools, and because I'm still like comparing myself to people who have a lot more experience, I feel like I tend to get put off of finishing my own projects and like almost not I tend to avoid like actually working on them. Like I'll make excuses or say, oh, there's something else I could be working on. And yeah, that's true. I could always be working on something else, right? There's always something else that you could be working on or I could be doing. But sometimes there's priorities, and like maybe I should figure out a way to make myself prioritize it more. Because like if I avoid working on videos, it's not like I'm gonna get any better at making them like by going and like cleaning my room. Like, sure, it's good to do that, but it's not gonna actually make me any better with the software or learning how to do visual storytelling. So yeah, that's true. I have a hard time like comparing myself to the things around me when it comes to like making something or doing something. Not so much in like money terms or like my appearance or something, but more like, man, look at all these people who have figured out what they really enjoy in life and they're pursuing it to their utmost. You know, it's more so that it's not so much like being just financially successful. It's just these like people who are like around my age or younger than me who have like found something that they greatly enjoy and like love to pour time and effort and money into and have been rewarded for it, whereas I'm still not sure if I'll ever find anything like that. I don't know. I guess it's like the great calling thing, right? Trying to look for some great calling, but maybe there isn't one. Or maybe the great calling is, you know, just to one day have a family or something, right? That I can provide for, and that'll be better than anything else. A lot of the other things I could do, at least. I don't know. There's a lot of ways and to approach things for sure. And there's not one right way for everybody. That's something I gotta kind of figure out for myself. But trying to bring it back down to actual like reasonable, actionable steps. I guess I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should do another Wednesday SMT5 Vengeance stream. I think I should. Yeah, keep trying that. I also have to get some, at least for a couple more weeks. I should try it for at least a couple more weeks and see how it goes. Yeah, I just had an inkling to play a game that the soundtrack is mixed into this playlist, but that feeling should subside. If I really want to go and play that game, I can. I think it would be good for stream at some point to play that game on stream, but it's not any sort of a priority by any means. I hate that those guys have counter. So annoying. Don't mind this too much. I'm just like trying to speak out loud and think out loud. I don't know if this is interesting at all, but it's something to talk about. Well, you know, trying to level up a imaginary demon in a video game so I can pass down the skills onto Pixie to, of course, to follow the rules of a arbitrary challenge I have imposed upon myself for my own satisfaction and for the entertainment of others. And for no other real reason. See, this is all the fun stuff you guys missed out on because I didn't stream grinding for the P5 Royal Challenge. Although that would have been a little less repetitive due to skill inheritance stuff not being as big of a deal. Just grab the skill card pretty much, right? And you're good to go. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of big questions I got to start thinking about answering, like what's the best use of my time? What am I working towards? As long as I just have to pick something and work towards it, but I have a hard time picking. Can't do everything, so you gotta find the things that matter the most to you, and I guess to work towards them, right? I've started to narrow things down. Like, I've started to realize what kind of taste I have in games versus, like, what other people's taste in games are. For a long time, I think I watched a bunch of games that other people played, like on YouTube and stuff, and so because of that, I thought I liked those games. More than anything, I think I just enjoyed watching people play those games. Certain types of horror games, some like Elden Rings type stuff or whatever. I don't know, just various types of games that like a lot of other people like, but just aren't my thing. I didn't recognize that they weren't my thing for a long time. But now that I've had the opportunity to play a lot more games and like I also have the opportunity to buy them, can like, you know, be a bit more selective and pick out what I actually want. Decide what's actually important to me. I know that's kind of a small area to think about, but I don't know. Video games are a relatively large part of my life. It's the hobby that I've spent the most time on. For sure. Most time and money on. Well, today will probably go down as one of a relatively nothing burger of a stream, partially because of the vibe and partially because of the content. It is a grinding stream, so some people will be like, I'll just wait until the weekend. Some people just won't be here for this time slot, and then also just my demeanor is also probably just like kind of more chill than exciting. Just not super high energy today, which is fine. But tends not to be what people want out of their stuff a lot of the time. It's much more fun to have exciting things. Not somebody getting existential over random gameplay with almost no sound. I should get out of here soon. Getting low on MP. Gotta go talk to the fox again. Dang, they block physical. That was a waste of MP. I should use Garla instead of Magarla. Oh, we made it to the 5th floor at least. Garasu still not leveled up? Dang. He's getting there though. Yeah. Alright, let's go back and save a minute. Just going trace down. My hand's getting I'm pressing against my thigh and it's getting blood loss. Or blood isn't flowing to my hand correctly. Alright, let's heal at the fox and then Save. And then head back in. Getting close to leveling up Pixie. I was thinking about Undertale yesterday. Really was a fairly big part of my life. Although it seems so long ago now. Yeah, relatively long ago. Because it was back in high school. Feels weird to think that high school was so long ago in my life. I don't know. I still don't feel like a fully grown adult, to be honest with you. I don't know if I ever will. I guess most people probably don't ever have a moment where they feel like they've quote-unquote become an adult or whatever. It's just more of a thing. You just naturally take on more responsibilities as you get older. Being responsible for yourself, being responsible for others. I think that tends to be the things that like make someone an adult. Is being responsible not only for yourself but for others as well. I haven't heard this song in a while. Yeah, VLC really does not randomize too well, does it? Oh well. Power leveling today. Yep. Good old Pixie fusion day. So trying to get this Yatagarasu to level 45 here in a minute, and then it'll get to your Rahan. Trying to clear out some of the dungeon at the same time, and then once it gets to your Rahan, we have the fun. I have the fun job of passing that down. That and Zeodyne down to Pixie, that and Endure. So I gotta get Zeodyne and nice homunculus. I gotta get Zeodyne and Rahan onto Oribos, and then fuse Oribos and Pixie together. At the very least, it'd be nice to get it down onto Oribos, and maybe I can like fuse Pixie off stream tonight. But yeah, see if we can get kind of far down here. See maybe about beating the mid boss, and then tomorrow we can finish out the dungeon. Right, they block physical. Forgot about that part. Zeo? Nice. Nah. There we go. Have Teddy heal everybody a minute. Grab the chest. Another go home. That'll be useful later. One or two more battles, and then Yatagarasu should level up. Then we can go and fuse that stuff down onto Oribos. Are these the stairs downstairs? They are. Okay. 6th floor is technically the last floor of this dungeon. You gotta go beat the mid boss and then go back up to the 4th floor and open up a door there that you need a key card for from the 6th floor. Mid boss is like one of those big bulky robot dudes. Resist most magic types. Takes slightly more from ice though, so Teddy should be useful for that. Okay, we haven't tried electric yet. No, there we go. There's Yatagarasu. All right, let's paper over growth 1. He does not need that. Let's get out of here a minute. So Teddy can cast Traisto. We'll use Go Homes when we're not using Teddy. Bum, ba-dum, dum. Dun, dun, dun. Well, appropriate level for appropriate music for leveling, that's for sure. All right, time to bust out the fusion calculator a minute. I'm gonna keep it on speed up and everything because we're probably just gonna go back in a minute. And also it'll help me cycle through options faster. So Persona 4, I gotta get Yatagarasu's skills onto Ouroboros. So let us see here. So Yatagarasu, let me go ahead and nope, shoot, wrong option. Go back in, and then let me also look up Ouroboros as well. Let me just confirm that there's... I don't think there is a direct line between these two. I think I gotta kind of go through at least one other persona first. Yeah. Wapo is the highest level one you can use to make Ouroboros, so... Wapo. Okay. What about triple forward? Ah, there we go. Show. So Izanagi plus Esperis plus Yatagarasu. Okay. So check compendium, register persona. Let's register this Yatagarasu before we fuse it away. Let's fuse away some other stuff to make some room real quick. Dang it. Okay. Fuse. Alaroon. I already have a Rongda. Have I made Kurikahime? I don't think so. I don't need Orthus, do I? No. Okay. Ba-da-dun, dun. Say what you like, but I really do like the Tartarus music, man. I really do. I've heard it for hundreds of hours and I still haven't gotten tired of it. Some good ass music, man. No, there's the Arahan too. Yeah. Guess we could have done that. Oh well. Either way, I have it now, so. And now I have Diarahan and Zeodyne on one persona, so make this guy, because why not? Just trying to fill out some compendium here. Make some space for other fusion materials. Okay, I don't want to get rid of the Jack Frost. What level are we? I think we're like level 50 on the MC. Are we actually level 50? Dang. I think that's a little bit above what we need to be for this dungeon, right? No, I think I'm thinking of the previous dungeon. I think that's actually about right for this dungeon. A little bit higher than maybe about 50 is where we should end up. But thanks to the XP shirt, we're already there. Either way, it'll be helpful later. Yeah, we're level 52. Dang, okay. Then again, I think the boss is like level 54, so we're not that far off, I guess. And the others probably aren't level 52, because I've been swapping out party members pretty consistently, so. Oh no, maybe we'll have to see about getting some of them up to a certain level. All right, I need to pull out, what was it? I think Izanagi and Asperus. So let me just grab those two real quick. And then, oop. We gotta fuse Asperus, Izanagi, and Yatagarasu together. Right? So, yep, and that gets us Wapo. And we want this Wapo to have Zeodyne and Diarahan. So when we see those two, we can pass those down. Was this? Oh, bowling main theme, yeah. For Wii Sports Resort. I don't know. I think maybe what I do for the stream stuff. So basically what I've been trying to figure out is if I want to... Why am I getting... Okay, whatever. If I want to stream like the Yakuza streams like earlier in the day, maybe I don't know. Hey, Lorenzo. Oops. Oh, that's why. Okay. Come on. There it is. Zeodyne and Diarahan. Let me just save state so in case of a fusion accident I'm not completely boned. Ooh. Okay. And then we gotta get Zeodyne and Diarahan onto Orobos. Let's take off Hagi Lao so we have a better chance of passing down skills to Orobos. I don't want fire boost. Okay. Okay. And then what am I fusing onto Orobos here? So Orobos can be made using Huapo and either Pixie and Jack Frost. Or Jack Frost. Okay. I think our best bet then is honestly Jack Frost. So let me go ahead and compendium, register persona, Jack Frost. I'll have to pull another one out. That's fine. So Huapo plus Jack Frost. And what are we looking for? We're looking for, again, Diarahan and Zeodyne. If we see Endura as well, that's fine, but we're just looking for Zeodyne and Diarahan on this dude here. Oh, my Tartarus, dark, decrepit Tartarus. Why are you so tall? Because you have to have something tall enough to last a whole year. Yeah, I think they even talk about, like, there's some conversations you can have towards the end of, Tartarus in, like, the end game where Mitsuru's like, technically, I think we're, like, taller than the tallest building. Like, we technically should not be able to breathe properly here without, like, proper equipment, but magic be magicking, I guess. I still haven't gotten tired of the original Tartarus, to be honest with you. Here's a good song that's not in this version of the game as well. Sky Full of Stars. Nighttime song for Golden. Couldn't walk around outside in this version of the game, obviously, the original, so the song was added for Golden. Only on floor 77 to Tartarus. Congrats, you are like a fifth of the way done, if that, maybe a sixth, because there's 300 some floors if I remember correctly. Feels like a lot, and it is, but yeah. One stream I'd like to do at some point is just like, there are a couple of ways either in the original version of the game or in Reload to like put yourself at the last day to do Tartarus with none of it finished, and just be able to run through the whole thing with like from start to finish and see how that goes without access to like shops or anything like that. Be an interesting stream or two. Wouldn't take too long to get through it, I think, but it'd be interesting. Rahan, but no Zeodyne. Let me just double check something. Ouroboros can actually get Zeodyne, right? Yeah, he can. He just can't get ice skills. Okay. And he's just like less likely, I guess, to learn Zeo over like some other stuff. Gosh, it's so refreshing to have songs I haven't listened to 100 times. Because we don't listen to this playlist too much, and I spammed. Oh, there it is. Okay. Spammed pretty deep into it, so. Okay. There's the Ouroboros with Dear Rahan and Zeodyne. Now comes the hard part. I gotta get Dear Rahan, Zeodyne, and Enduron to Pixie. Again, this is the second to last time I'll be putting skills onto Pixie, so should be fine. I could do this off stream maybe. Let's see, would the new build be better for the mid-boss fight? Let me take a look at the mid-boss fight notes I have. So on the 4th floor, need the 6th floor, uses power charge and Herculean strike, takes reduced damage from almost everything including Almighty, but slightly more from ice. Fizz is about 70%, electric and fire is 90%, and wind is 95%. I think my best bet would be to take I have come from my Dekiraba. Oh, not my Dekiraba. Please, not anything but that. It could be worse. You could have come from my Mara. Okay. Electric fire. Okay, so and then wind is 95. I mean, Endure would be good for this fight. I don't have resist physical on the current Pixie, do I? If I resist physical, then we should probably do the mid-boss. and then I can fuse with Pixie after today. But no, okay. Yeah, it's probably better just to make the new Pixie. All right, let me go and save just in case. Yeah, isn't there like also the corresponding like demon? I don't think it shows up in the Persona games, but it shows up in like SMT5 Vengeance and stuff, where it looks like another part of human anatomy that guys don't have. All right. I'll just fuse away Pixie a minute. I can't remember. You might be right. Snow Queen specifically. Yeah. I can't remember. It's been a while. Okay, where's Magician? There's Magician. Come to me, Jack Frost with Endure. All right. So we're looking for Diarahan. There's Diarahan, Zeodyne, and Endure. At least Diarahan should be easy to get on Pixie because healing skill, but the other stuff is just kind of random, so. No, this persona is not acceptable. Oh, there's Diarahan and Zeodyne at least. Alright, let me make a save state. But we want Diarahan, Zeodyne, and Endure, so. Yeah. Or just skill cards. Skill cards would be nice, but they don't, so. Work with what we've got here. It's fine. Like I said, this is the second to last time. I've got to make Pixie this time, and then one more time. I have to upgrade, like, Endure to Enduring Soul, and swap out from Electricity to a different element, because I think Magatsu Izanagi nulls Electric, so I have to swap out the element for the final dungeon or so, but that's about it. Or maybe it's not Magatsu Izanagi. It might be Izanagi. I think nulls Electricity, so I'll have to swap out for that. But and I'd also want to upgrade Endure to Enduring Soul as well for that fight. So maybe grab like one other thing. What did I say? For this, I think I said, because I have it written down. Yeah. Yeah, the last Pixie I'm going to make is going to be Garodyne, Enduring Soul, and Repel Fire. Are the three skills I'm going to try pass down, so. So I only have to do this one more time after this. It's not a big deal. Definitely not the thing, I don't know. Getting close there. Not my favorite thing, but not the worst thing I've done for a challenge run so far. Glad I only have to do it a couple more times. Gosh. Time does fly. Viva Pinata. Time does indeed fly. Yeah, I think it might be Izanagi that I'm thinking, or Izanami that I'm thinking of. This is a pretty good one. Yeah, I really do want to play that on stream at some point. Maybe, once we're done with the P4 anime, if I want to do something on Wednesday nights, that would be a good thing to do. Try it sometime. Like I said, it'd be good for just a chill, just chatting stream or something. It's a very relaxing game. Bum, ba, da, 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 da. Bum, bum, ba, dum. Bum, bum, ba, dum, ba, da, dum, ba, da, dum, da, da, dum, dum. Okay, thanks for double checking. But yeah, I think it's Izanami that's Null's electric. So. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Still haven't seen Endure too much, which is worrying. Might have too many passive skills to cycle through. A little worried about that. It is very cursed, but also kind of funny to me that this is the only fusion for Pixie, by the way. Like, we don't even get a try fusion, so we can get 5 or 6 skills on fusion of Pixie. Because if I could make her with 3 personas, at least I could get like 5 or 6 skills to like be able to pass down like 3 or so skills, so I'd have more opportunities to like pass things down and be easier to make. But nope. Just this is the only way to make Pixie, because she's relatively low level, and why would it matter? There's Diarahan in Endure. And I've seen plenty of Zeodyne and Diarahan, but still not seeing what we're really looking for here, which is Endure, Zeodyne, and Diarahan. I guess Diarahan is honestly negotiable. If I see an Endure and Zeodyne, I'll make sure to save state that one, because Diarahan would be very nice and very useful, but we will have Teddy for healing if we really need it. Endure is non-negotiable, though. We do have to have Endure, because, like, you know, MC dies, then we lose, so. Yeah, in P3, kind of. I mean, P3, you can pass down any skill, but it's random skill inheritance, P3 Fez. The only one that's locked to a demon, I think, is Mara's unique fire skill, I think. And a couple of others, I think. But for the most part, you can pass around any skills. Like, you can put Die For Me onto anything that you want, right? Alice's unique skill can go on anything. Kind of interesting. Makes me wonder if it would be pretty broken if you did mod in manual skill inheritance, because then you'd be able to pass down, like, Die For Me onto whatever you want and make, like, super optimized builds. Would help a lot for Elizabeth prep, honestly. Persona 3 Portable might have oh yeah, that happens all the time, Union, because the Alice into you need to use Alice to make Thanatos, who you need to use to make Messiah. So the line from for Die For Me onto Thanatos onto Messiah is super easy to do and just happens all the time. It's very funny. You'll see a lot of builds of people just making Messiah. With Die For Me. Oh, you mean on Persona 4? I'm not sure on Persona 4 if they changed it or not, so you can't pass around unique skills. I think they did, because I looked into that. Because I was trying to see if I could get, like, you know, stuff like Die For Me onto Pixie, and I think the answer was no. It's a little hard to find concrete evidence, but from what I could tell, you can't pass around, like, unique skills and stuff, yeah. In this game, compared to P3 Fez, which is a bit interesting, considering they still have a random skill inheritance and everything. But yeah, Messiah having Die For Me happens a lot. It's a shame that I never felt like Thanatos has ever really found his niche. Even in P5R, like as a DLC persona, I never felt like he found a good niche. Yeah, that's the same in P4 vanilla. Now I remember. Yeah, because Debilitate and Heat Riser also can't be passed down, even in Golden. So the only way to get them on different personas is skill cards, or there is one particular day where if you fuse Yoshitsune, you can get, I think, Debilitate on him, and so he automatically also learns Heat Riser, and so that's one of the only ways besides Trumpeter to get both Debilitate and Heat Riser on a single persona, because I think Trumpeter is the only other one to get both in P4. Yep. Trumpeter's just really, really good in P4 and P4 Golden. Gets both Debilitate and Heat Riser, has really good resistances that are easy to cover up in Golden. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, well, at least in P3 Reload and P3 Fez, I never found him to have a super good niche. Because in Fez, he's supposed to be your one-handed sword using persona, because he gets the one-handed sword, like, buff, like 50% buff. Yeah, I guess. Trying to remember what he was like in Reload. Because I think you could pass around the Bloody Charge skill, right? I don't think it was, like, locked to him, per se, or anything. Bloody Charge is an interesting skill, though. I like that. That was one of the bits of physical support I actually appreciated. Where, you know, they added all this skills to make physical skills better, like the passives and stuff, but I thought Bloody Charge was an interesting one. At least you had to pay a cost for it, and it was physical HP. And it could stack with charge if you wanted it to. Yeah. That is my recollection as well. It feels like there should be like some sort of like automated script I could run for this or something, right? Oh, it doesn't? Okay. Well, it does increase your crit rate. So at least that effect would, but yeah, I guess if it doesn't stack, there would be no point in like using both. Sorry, was adjusting the mic. Trying to sit up a little bit here. I've been slouching over for a while. What time is it? Okay. I do need to go and like make dinner at some point, so. Well, it's not for a while, so I got time. I gotta do this tonight at some point anyway, because I have to get this Pixie made at least at some point tonight. So whether it's on stream here or whether it's while I'm watching YouTube, it's all the same, really. Nope. No Zeodyne on that. If it was Zeodyne instead of Endure, maybe I would take it, but I really do want to get this Endure Zeodyne Diarahan Pixie, because I can keep it all the way through Heaven, probably, too. I Blade Charge with Arms, Master Regen, 1 through 3, Firm Stance, no Physical, and Repel Light. It was so unfair. Yeah, well, that's P3 Reload for you. It was so unfair is pretty much the go-to. And then you get the auto charge, you know, equipment in episode, I guess. Auto charge and auto concentrate equipment. Wild stuff. It's an interesting effect. I think it should just be on unique equipment so it can be balanced better. It shouldn't be on any random equipment you can get. There's no reason you should be able to get like some of the best armor in the game stat wise and then have like auto charge or auto concentrate. I understand why it was a insta kill rule on Joker, although I feel like it should have been for all the difficulties. Maybe it was. This wouldn't be bad coverage wise. All right, I'll keep this. I'll do a save slot here. All right, that was a fairly good roll of the dice. Let me go for another like 20 minutes, and if I can't get anything better in the next 20 minutes, we'll call that roll of the dice good. I think I'll go back through and see like what I have saved stated, and we can pick one. Mostly just looking for any good rolls of the dice that have both Endure and Zeodyne. Diarahan would be very nice to have, but is not essential. And there are a couple of other skills here that, like Takaja, that would be nice for the upcoming boss, since Shadow Naoto has Heat Riser, if I remember correctly. We are ringing Yosuke, who still has Takaja, but, you know, wouldn't hurt to have options. Options are good. But yeah, Endure is kind of a necessity, especially since we're not covering Pixie's fire weakness here. And the reason for that is because Shadow Naoto gets rid of it anyway. So, but because we're going to be using this Pixie for a while, probably we're definitely going to want to cover, we're definitely going to want Endure if we're not going to cover the fire weakness. So anything without Endure is just an immediate eh. That's kind of been my strategy eventually now, is like when I'm re-rolling for skills, I'll have a particular skill that I'm looking for, and if I don't see it, I'll instantly back out of it and re-roll it again. Oops. Yeah, I don't miss random his skill inheritance. Oh gosh, I don't want to make Matador right now, thanks. I don't know. I'm not too worried about like P4 revivals difficulty. It's gonna be an easy game for me, one way or another. But, you know, it'll be fun. Just gonna try and enjoy the ride, I think, on that one. Not gonna get too bogged down in, like, everything. I thought that the release of Ride Out was yesterday, but no, it's next week. Still not gonna be able to beat this challenge in time to start it right when it comes out, but, you know. Getting there. Next weekend is probably going to be the Heaven Dungeon, so I'm looking forward to that. Been looking forward to that for like the last 2 weeks. Just like, ooh, Heaven Dungeon's coming up. Heaven Dungeon's coming up. Can't get my mind out of those memories. Long days passing by from that door, like late summer days slowly fade away. Finding ways through my favorite tunes played all day with the old sounds. I see. Okay. I don't know. Do you guys care about difficulty at all in your games? I think it's fine to have some games that are difficult. Like the SMT games are obviously fairly difficult compared to Persona and a lot of other RPGs. I don't think it's necessary for games to be difficult. I understand why people would gravitate towards them, or like hardcore audiences would gravitate towards them because they want a challenge, you know, like they want to feel engaged, you know. Because any game's probably hard the first time you hand a controller to someone when they're a kid, right? But the longer you play games, the more you play, the more patterns you see, the more you can kind of put two and two together and understand like what's usually good, or like what kind of things you can do, or like what the rules are, or like what things to test. At least I do. That's definitely become true as I've played more Atlas games. You see the same things over and over again. You see the same types of builds, the same types of stuff. Oftentimes there's something new to just shake things up or make things different. It's not like they're all homogenous by any means, but definitely see a lot of overlap for sure. And I mean, that's somewhat to be expected, right? Like when you're playing the same games, like games of the same series made by the same devs, it's like, well, yeah, there's going to be some overlap there. Even if they tried to make something like different every time instead of being in a series, there'd be some overlap because it's the same people making it, so can't fully get away from that. So I was very surprised to see a non-Pokemon game from Game Freak at the showcase the other day, the Xbox showcase. I know they've tried to get away from Pokemon a little bit sometimes to like just give themselves a break, but it was a pretty high budget, interesting, like different kind of thing for them. Much different than a lot of their other stuff, you know? Didn't look anything really like any of their other games. I know, it's good. I think it's good that they're trying different things. I know some people seem to be interested in what that means for Pokemon. I couldn't care less, honestly. I don't know, as I said earlier, I really do have a lot of fond memories of the earlier Pokemon games. I remember enjoying them quite a lot, and I have a feeling if I sat down on a summer day and like played through them, I'd enjoy them a lot too. And I do get the urge to, when it gets nice out and when it's summertime, I think back to those days of like just sitting around on my DS on long car rides or whatever and like playing the different Pokemon games through the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance, through the DS era. I think more than anything, I just don't have like a long car. I don't have like long car rides where I'm just sitting around anymore. You know, I don't have like these long stretches of time where I'm just like sitting and waiting or anything. Maybe if I had to commute on like public transportation, I'd still be playing a lot of like handheld gaming, I think, probably. But I don't have that, so, you know. Like, I think I have a friend who I think going to and from his job, he spends a total of like 3 hours on the train every day for work, which is nuts to me, but you know, he's getting paid well for him, so yeah, good for him. But he got a Steam Deck, right? Because that just makes sense, because you know, You got a 3-hour commute, you gotta find something to do, man. I'd definitely be thinking about getting a... I'd be thinking more about getting a Switch 2 or something if I had a 3-hour commute as well. No. The longest commute I've ever had was 30 to 45 minutes. Driving. And so because of that, you know, can't really try and play a game while you're driving, or at least you shouldn't really try that, so. Oh, I found it. Oh, but it has ice boost. Oh, that sucks. Well, I guess I could get rid of like ice boost. Oh, instead of Patra like I usually do. But at least there's Zeodyne, Endure, and Rahan. It sucks that the last one is ice boost because I literally couldn't use it if I went with this, but yeah. Let me just let me see here. Alright, let me see if I can get one without ice boost, but at least I got the 3 skills I wanted, so that's good. If I have to like take ice boost, it's not the end of the world. I can just write over it with one of Pixie's learned skills. It'd mean that we probably have like both Patra and Mipatra, and Zeo and Zeodyne, and Dia and Rahan, which obviously there's a bit of overlap there that's like not necessary, but at least I would have gotten all 3 skills I really wanted on Pixie, so we'll see if I can get like Augie or something else just to like, you know, have some more coverage or something a minute, but at least that was all 3 skills at least once, so go for another 10 minutes here and then see if I can get like Endure, Rahan, Zeodyne, and something random that would actually be useful like Augie or Bufala or anything. Some sort of coverage or dodge fire, anything honestly. Besides like, I think like pretty much anything besides ice boost would have been useful. Even like ice break I could use for like helping out Teddy or something, right? But yeah. Still, at least I got one roll of the dice where I got Endure, Zeodyne, and Rahan. Only took like half an hour. I wonder if I'll ever have another thing like this in any other playthroughs of the game, of like any of the other Persona games or SMT games for Pixie only challenges where it'll be this repetitive. Maybe I'll be grinding quite a bit, but I don't think I'll be doing this again because I won't be re-rolling skills on Pixie. One way or another, I'll be either mind out of those memories. No time to tell them, don't take my dream. Still music keeps on turning me from the words that hurt my soul, removing doubts from my mind. Those long days passing by from that door, like late summer days slowly fade away, finding ways through my favorite tune. I know there's another refrain to this, but I can't remember what it is. Other than the don't take my dream, the ones. Dude, I hope you guys are ready for me to just belt out the main theme of Heaven for like 20 minutes straight when we finally get to the Heaven dungeon. I am so ready for the Heaven dungeon. I am so glad I don't have to do the Marie stuff. Golden adds a lot of really good stuff. I don't feel like Marie is one of those things, to be honest. Her dungeon is kind of interesting. I just don't find her story or character too interesting. Money makes money, baby. Gosh. It's a good song, though, which is good because I heard it a lot during Zero. It's still crazy to me that, like, I'm, like, 4 or 5 games deep into Yakuza, the Yakuza series at this point. And I still haven't found another game in the series that, like, compares to how good Zero was. It's just that good, man. It's like one of the few games I think last year I gave a 9 out of 10. I don't give like 9 out of 10s a lot of the time. I do feel like I give out like fairly high scores, like usually it's in the upper half, but I think that's mostly because like I'm playing games I know I would enjoy, you know? Maybe that's a bit of a cop-out. But I have given like lower scores than like 5 or something, or if like I play something and I really don't like it. I feel like I just have a good... I've played enough DS shovelware where I know if a game is like good, mediocre, or just like actually bad. I've played enough like stuff in my time to know like when a game is like pretty good, I feel like, but maybe not. Oh, hey, there's another one. Hey, that's even better. All right, here's, yeah, we'll go with this. I'm happy with this. This is Endure, Zeodyne, Diarahan, and Mabufu. It's coverage, it's Zeodyne, it's Diarahan, and it's Endure. I'll take it. It's something. Alright. Alright. Let me get the... Alright, let me pause that for the moment. We gotta record this for the future video. I gotta actually have audio on this probably, because I'm gonna want this for the actual video at some point. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, I only have to do this one more time. Thank goodness. Gosh. Dude, I knew that like even with doing fusion, that would not be much of a, like, there would still be a pretty big handicap to this, but I didn't realize how repetitive it would be to like get, I forgot how repetitive getting specific skills on Persona is in like random skill inheritance and stuff, man. But yeah, I should have thought back to those days in 2020 of me like refreshing skills on Thanatos for like 5 hours straight and realized it was probably a bad idea. Oh well. Oh well. C'est la vie. Alright, instead of Dio, we'll use Trifuri. Yep. No, I just gotta level up Pixie again. Alright, so let me think. What do we want to do here? Let's go and grab some drop items from some previous dungeons for quests. A minute. Let me go save first, I guess. Oh gosh, it started all the way back at the start of the playlist. I wonder if I can change that behavior. Let me just skip like 2 hours into the playlist or whatever. Yeah, I don't think we've heard this one yet today. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. Okay. Let me go save real quick. And then, let me see. What quest do we have? System quest. Wonder what 21 is. To take a look at that in a minute, maybe. So let's see. Can close all the fusion calculator stuff for now. Persona 4 requests. '24 is the Eternal Lamp quest, so... What's 21? Oh, I have to talk to that student again. Okay. It's 5 chest keys, so it's not bad, but yeah. 24... Drop by a Raven and Void quest on the 3rd and 4th floor. Okay. So let's head over to Void quest a minute. Level up Pixie and oh my gosh, are we already at 80 hours? Did I see that right? We're at 79 hours. Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, all right. I think I got to talk to Resave for Void Quest, yeah. Oh shoot, wrong input. Wrong decision there. And then it was on the 3rd and 4th floor. Every Persona game has a side quest that has you feeding a cat. I think you're probably right, because P3 has one that Elizabeth has you do. I remember that. P4 has one where you can feed some of the fish that you get to a cat, and the Fox has you doing that for one of the quests. What about 5? I don't remember if there was one in 5 or not. There probably was one, I'm just not thinking of it. Maybe I should swap out Chie for Risei a minute. Never mind, I think we're fine. Of course we got the penalty card. Okay, let me double check something. So we just need to level up Pixie a decent amount here, so we'll go grab some drop items and try and work our way through, beat the mid-boss today. And that'll be our main goal for the rest of stream today. And then tomorrow we'll finish out the dungeon and try and beat Shadow Naoto. But where's everybody's levels at? So Teddy is a couple levels away from Dia Rahan, which would be good to get him. Yosuke is a little farther away from Garudine, which it'd be nice for him to have, but is not essential. Chie is kind of like 5 levels away from Power Charge. She could get Power Charge, but she'd have to be at the same level as I think the MC. Yeah, so it's probably going to be a minute. Maybe after the mid-boss fight, we'll see. There is technically a boss at the top of this dungeon now that we can fight for extra courage and sword for the MC, but the sword isn't that useful for the MC in this run, and courage is already maxed out, so I guess the only reason to do it would be just cause and maybe for the XP. It's very funny to see stuff like Frost Magatamas or whatever in other games, having played SMT3 Nocturne. Because now when I think of Magatama, I just think of that game, right? Man, and really, maybe I do need Yu-Gi-Oh for this. Yep. I've got speed up on, so just got the audio off and got some music on while we go back through some previous dungeons, grab some drop items for quests, and level up some party members and stuff. No, I don't need to open up gold treasure chests. Should grab any unlocked treasure chests that don't require a key, but other than that. So the ravens we have to beat are on the 3rd and 4th floor. What's this? Oh, right. Yakuza 1, yep. Oh my gosh. Wait, I thought... Oh, it's the swords that are weak to Zio, my bad. I don't know why I was thinking the tower was. Oh, right, we can't punch the rocks to death. I'll have to use ice on him. No, I don't think so. Yeah, it was. There are some, like, voice lines you can find, or, well, not voice lines, cut dialogue lines that indicate that that was going to be an option. Whether it was going to be an actual serious option or if it was just going to be them joking around, it's not clear, I think. Maybe. I'd have to actually, like, look at the original Japanese maybe and kind of get an idea of, like, what they were actually going for and that kind of stuff. But it was probably just joking around, to be honest. I don't know, I feel like the best candidate for an actual boy love character would probably be Teddy. But yeah, I don't think they'll put it in. If for no other reason, then it'd be a lot of work. I mean, they didn't even put in, like, Femc. Like, we're gonna get cut features? Probably not. They reduced the amount of features that P3 Fez had, because P3 Fez had, the MC be able to use any weapon, and even reload didn't have that. They had to cut that back for portable because they didn't want to make a bunch of animations for the Femc, right? But and just like limitations in the time they had, they didn't want to make a bunch of animations, I think, for Femc and all that. But yeah, and then they didn't even do it for reload, even though they didn't have Femc. I do like the Femc's weapon, though. They did choose a cool weapon for Naginata. There are some things that Portable obviously cut, but That was either because of time or just like physical like hardware limitations of the Vita. I think, or is it, or was it on the PSP? Was it Vita or, no, I think Golden was Vita. I don't know. Reload has less slack for me in that department, especially when it costs $70 and was on every major like console at the time. I don't know. The whole, it's not a remake of Portable, it's a remake of Fez, and that's why the FemC is not in there. It doesn't hold any water with me, considering they cut the like weapons and stuff and a bunch of other things from Reload that were in the original Fez. It just doesn't hold any water for me, that argument, because of stuff like that. Also, they changed the balancing around, and it's not in the spirit of the original Fez at all. Like they were gonna bring, although to be fair, it's not like they were ever gonna bring back mandatory, like no party control. Like there was no way that was ever happening. Not that I think it should have, but I don't know. It's kind of like the thing, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when Pokemon said they weren't putting in all the Pokemon because they had to make new animations and models, and then they just didn't. Well, they did make new animations and like some new models for new Pokemon, but they didn't like overhaul the ones that were already in the previous games. So you just had these models that were made for a 3DS walking around on your big screen with a Switch and everything, and it just didn't look great a lot of the time. It's not like those original 3D models captured the essence of the original sprite work anyway, but seeing them blown up and like then having that excuse of like why they couldn't include all the Pokemon, which there are a lot of reasons why you couldn't include all the Pokemon. The fact that there are over 1,000 now is just ridiculous. I don't know how anybody's supposed to care about all of them. Like, I think you physically can't. Like, there's a certain amount of like information like people can hold on to in their heads, and when you start to get to like thousands, there are very few people who like can have a good grasp of like all of those Pokemon. Like back in the day, I could tell you the evolutionary levels, some of the basic move sets, and typing of like every single Pokemon for like the first 3 or 4 generations, but once it got past that, it was just too much. And now we're on like Generation 7 and 8 or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you don't need to care about every Pokemon, but it's just hard to like... It's hard for me to like care about the newer ones. But like the Keychain one, the Keychain Pokemon's my favorite. Don't we all love the Keychain Pokemon? Or the Ice Cream Pokemon? I don't know. It is true. I don't know. I do like feel sorry for Game Freak for having to come up with so many creature designs at this point. Like, man, there's going to be some overlap no matter what you do, but maybe don't make new designs. I do think that the regional forms were a good idea, leaning into that like Pokemon as a like ecosystem kind of idea, analogous to like real life in some ways, where you have like regional variations and stuff. Like, yes, you have penguins, but you also have like different types of penguins, right? So if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know if the Yosuke thing was ever going to be like a actual romance or just like a gag. Who knows? I think it would have been more of a gag than anything else, to be honest with you. I think people who think it would have been like a full-on relationship thing are getting their hopes up a little bit too high for the time period it came out in. Not that like there isn't boy love stuff, but that's usually written to appeal to girls in Japan, from my experience with said content. I've tried some of it, and I just haven't gotten into it. I think it's kind of the same way that, like, I don't know, maybe not the same way, but like it's kind of the same thing as, like, I guess lesbian stuff, where some of it is written to appeal to guys and some of it is written to appeal to girls. Yeah, I think it was a good, interesting choice. I think it's also partially because they couldn't think of, like, they didn't want to go too deep into, like, they didn't want to have a true ending for their new story. I think overall, though, Vengeance's new plotline was a lot better than Canon of Creation. I think you still need to play Canon of Creation to have the full context for Canon of Vengeance, since, you know, some things happen off screen that happened on screen for Canon of Creation. But for the most part, it was, I think, a good step up compared to compared to the original. Although I think so far, after playing SMT4, I still think that that has the best, like, most interesting story of an SMT game so far, of 3, 4, and 5. I'll have to see where SMT4A goes, but yeah. Even though it does have, you know, a quote-unquote correct thing. I know people get upset about, or a bit miffed, I guess, about the whole correct ending thing or whatever, or true ending thing. I think it's honestly there for two reasons. One, people like having a true ending that they can point towards, you know? Something that's, like, hard to do but worthwhile with an ending or something like that. You know, secret endings, true endings, those kind of things are fun. The other reason is because it's, like, playing into the ideas of chaos and order. Technically, like, you would want, like, a best of all worlds option is, like, having a balance of both, right? Having some of both is important, you know? Landing somewhere in the middle is, like, optimally what you want, where you want enough chaos that things can still happen and things can change, but you want enough order that the, like, ground doesn't get pulled out from underneath you. And I believe, you know, stuff like, I could be wrong, please forgive my ignorance here, but I believe stuff like Buddhism and Taoism kind of plays into that idea of, like, having balance in your life. I could be wrong on that, but that is my understanding from a surface level of, like, engaging with media that references these topics. But anyway, no, those guys. That is my surface level read of it. But yeah, I think those are the reasons why there's, like, a neutral ending and it's most of the time considered the good or, like, best ending. But yeah, people like having a nice definitive ending. They like having something to work towards, and, like, it is kind of like that. But yeah, I understand, though, that some people like to have no best choice, especially in, like, the SMT games, because they like that kind of thing. That's what they're going for. Like, a bit more brutal, a bit more not, you can't always make the right choice kind of type game. But I will say that, like, I still think that SMT4 has, like, the best SMT story that I've experienced so far. Is it the best Atlas story? It's up there. I think it's definitely up there. It's not like I think SMT3 or SMT5's story is bad. I think SMT5's Canon of Creation story, original story, is kind of eh. I wouldn't put that super high. I'd put that below SMT3's story. SMT3's story is more atmospheric and more just, like, giving you a reason to explore the world and everything, which is fine. It does what it needs to do. SMT5 Vengeance tries to expand upon characters and does some fun stuff with introducing the new character and, like, letting Tao and Yoko come along with you for most of your journey and, like, give their perspective and stuff. Kind of like how they do in SMT4, actually, where you'll have like the law and chaos and neutral representative with you for most of the game, for like most of the first half of the game, swapping in and out and like as the plot dictates and stuff, but only to come back like later and be important depending on which route you're going on. But yeah, I think overall Vengeance was a good upgrade to the storyline overall. I mean, Vengeance in general is like such a better version of 5, it seems like. Although I have to go back and play the original at some point, but okay, so we were trying to find some crows on floor 3 and 4. Sorry, I forgot about that. I've just been kind of clearing out floors. Which floor are we on now? I think we're on floor 5, actually. I think I went too far. Yeah, I'm on floor 5. Okay, let me go back then. We have to beat up some crows and get a lantern thing. I think I was over this way. Oh, that's up. Okay. Yeah, so I almost completely cleared out this floor. Okay. But yeah, we're looking for an eternal lantern, which is from some of the crows that are on the previous couple of floors. So let me run back down there. I don't know. I guess my question would to you, Andy, is like, why do you enjoy not having a correct ending for SMT5 Vengeance? Quote unquote, you know? Like, quote unquote, correct ending? And if so, why? Like, I guess would be an interesting question to ask if you want to share or whatever. But yeah, for me personally, I think I'm fine with either. I think it's kind of fun to have a quote-unquote official ending to build off of with future games, but also it's not necessary. And I think having a game where like there is no correct choice is sometimes fun. Not all the time, but if I'm like looking to engage with the medium or like the media and the story and everything, I think sometimes it can get overdone where like if the story isn't written well and the game's like, haha, there was no correct choice. Aren't you a bad person for choosing this? Oh, go back and choose the other choice. Oh, you're also a bad person. Oh, there's no winning. Sometimes it can like talk down to you and like do that kind of stuff. And like it feels bad. And it just feels bad to like, because it feels like the game is not undermining your trust because you trust the game to value your time and like not talk down to you. And so if it does something like there is no correct answer and you're an idiot for thinking there ever was one or trying to get to one or whatever, like if it talks down to you through its plot and stuff and through its characters, then it can feel pretty annoying. I think that's part of my problem with Royal is that it talks down to you as the player a lot, I feel like, in its plot, but that's a whole nother discussion. Does it? I guess so, because then they can occupy more of the middle. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that makes sense. Where like law and chaos can overlap slightly but still be indifferent enough. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like the concept was good. The execution on their discussions sometimes was a little eh. Like sometimes their discussions weren't actually all that interesting. At least they had the option to have discussions, but like sometimes it felt like they were just opposing each other's viewpoints just for the sake of it, and they weren't putting up good arguments. Like I liked Yoko's position, but she was very bad at arguing it. This is something that I feel like Atlas does a bad job of sometimes, is like, and maybe it's just because of translation stuff, getting people to explain why they think something or trying to get the player to agree with them. They can be very bad at that. Like with Strega has always been kind of a villain because they don't really explain their motivations too well. And I don't know. I feel like you could make. I don't feel like they make the case as well as they should, and especially for Revolver Jesus, considering he starts leading an actual cult, it's very disappointing that we don't see him be more charismatic and make him feel like, oh, I see why people would follow him, or like you could see why people in a desperate situation would follow this charismatic person, or like what are the arguments that he's making that, you know, people make in real life. And like a lot of it is just like edgy teenager, haha, I don't know, I've been wronged by the world so the world must die kind of vibe to him, which I don't know, you could do like better stuff, I feel like. But okay, so that's that. I got the lantern for the quest. Let's go see what the next one is. Fashionable dishes. Is there any other here in the void quest? Yeah, we need to grab this one's here in void quest. Leaf pochette, which is apparently from the blind cupids. Oh, on this in the I might have one of those. Let me just double check, because apparently they're on the 3rd and 4th floor, which is also where the last thing was. So should be like, I think right around here. Ah, here we go. Yep. So we got both of those. So the last thing is fashionable dishes, which is dropped by an enemy at the top of the Maracue Striptease dungeon. So let's have Teddy get us out of here. Go ahead and use Trace for a minute. I don't know. Have you played 3, 4, or 5, or just 5, Andy? Do you have any opinions about like 3 or 4 story-wise compared to 5, or not really? Or maybe like some of the other games, like I know SMT, Devil Survivor, or Strange Journey are games that also people find pretty interesting from a narrative standpoint and its ending standpoint. So I don't know. I do want to go back to Devil Survivor at some point and like do more playthroughs of it. It's just that every playthrough takes so long, and I lost the save data from the original playthrough, so we couldn't even like New Game Plus it and like do some different endings that are exclusive to New Game Plus, or do like the Super Boss, which is exclusive to New Game Plus, without me doing a whole other playthrough. But maybe it'd be fun to do at some point, or maybe I could go back and play the second game of Devil Survivor and then go back to the original at some point. Or I could play it again off stream and then we could do New Game Plus, but like it's such a long game, it's hard to do off stream. So I probably wouldn't do that, to be honest. Yeah, after this year I'll have to figure out like what SMT games I'm gonna play and like in what order and everything. If I'm gonna start from the beginning with like 1 and 2 and kind of work my way back up, or if I'm gonna start and just from kind of where I am now, where I've gone through 3, 4, and 5 and kind of work my way backwards or whatever. See what I own, see what I need to buy, see what order everything came out in. So yep. Okay, where was I? Right, Striptease dungeon. I think floor 9 and 10, it said. Yes, floors 9 and 10. Okay, let's get up there then. Oh, you know what I should do? No, I think we're fine. Let's go. Yeah, that's another thing too, is I know that there's also like, you know, because it's Atlas, there are a couple of different versions of for example, oh hey, we hit the 80-hour mark. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it is a thing. there are different like versions of like Devil Survivor or Strange Journey or stuff like that. So I'll have to kind of go through and like figure out what we're all doing with that. Because I know that, like, for example, Strange Journey got a re-release on 3DS that adds more content and like adds voice acting and stuff, but people are pretty unhappy with the changes it made to gameplay and the story. So do I play that version, or do I just play regular Strange Journey and play that version like way down the line? Like, which version do I play first? Because I probably wouldn't play both back to back. I'd probably play like one and then like wait a few years and play the other one at some point, right? So, things to think about. Gotta like kind of do that. Maybe I'll make that a whole segment or whatever. In the like at the end of the year. At the very least, I should probably present my plan. And then that way, if there are some people who notice some holes or like can maybe help me with it or something, because I know there are people in this in the audience who have played more of these games than I have. Although I'm getting up there, at least when it comes to Persona games, there's probably not anybody or very few people who have actually played more than I have, so definitely getting up there. Because like the only games I haven't played are Q2 and the dancing game and the mobile flip phone game for Persona 1. So, yeah, getting there. I am becoming an authority on these topics. Oh gosh. Yeah, Between Doors. I heard a lot of this song too. It's a good song though. Best thing about the Answer and P3 Fez was definitely the music. Well, the story was okay. No, the music was better. The music was definitely the best thing. Never mind. Am I gonna play the Ride Out remaster? Yeah, it comes out next Thursday. I won't have Pixie done by then, so we're just gonna wait until after I get Pixie done. So, but I'll play it. I'll play it when I get done with the Pixie challenge. So it'll probably be in like sometime next month, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It's not like it's going anywhere, so. Dang, okay. Right, I forgot that's what that did. But yeah, I'll play it when I get a chance. And then I'll probably just go back and play the original PS2 version at some point. Like, I'm fine replaying that. Like, it'll probably be a couple of years before I get to Ride Out again, right? Whether I work backwards or I work forwards, there's quite a few games to play before then. So, I'll probably just play the original PS2 version when I get to it and play the sequel after that. Who knows, maybe by then they'll have remastered the sequel and maybe I'll just hold off on playing the originals for a long time, but we'll see. But yeah, it'd be fun to... I'm definitely planning on playing the Ride Out remaster when I get a chance here. Obviously, when I started this playthrough, we weren't sure when it was coming out, so... Or if it was even coming out this year, so... Didn't really have a good way of planning for it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's a bit of a different type of game. It's a bit closer to something like Strikers than some of the older games, really. Where it's more like action combat kind of, but still with like, you know, personas and stuff. Seems like Dante DLC for SMT3 Kind of like the Dante DLC for SMT3 Remastered. Yeah, I guess so. Although I think, I don't know, maybe people just take that model and like port it over with like some attacking animations or something. I think I saw that the more demons mod for SMT5 Vengeance adds in Dante. And might also add in Virgil. I'm not sure about the Virgil thing. The Virgil thing would be cool if true. It was all, I always thought it was such a missed opportunity that Virgil wasn't in Nocturne. I know he couldn't be really because he wasn't really a character, or at least, you know, the DMC3 version of Virgil wasn't a character at all until like a year or two after, I think, Nocturne came out. But I always felt like he would have fit in so well in that game with everything with the Magatsuhi, the quest for power. He would have fit right in there, man. There's such a shame that the timeline didn't work out that way, but still, having Dante in that game as is pretty cool, so. Ruben Langdon, was it? I thought he was coming back. I thought I saw that he was gonna come back for the new stuff or whatever. Because isn't he doing the collab for that one gacha game I've been talking about, where they're doing Dante and Virgil for DMC crossover collab? Oh gosh, I found a whole Reddit post about something on the Devil May Cry on this. I'm not going to read this whole Reddit post, but it looks like some of that is not true. I'm just going to go ahead and link you the Reddit post, and if you're interested, you can read through it yourself. It sounds like he hasn't been formally fired or anything. So do with that what you will. And then I think he's also, like I said, he's doing that voice acting for the upcoming collab with a DMC in that mobile game I've been playing. So at the very least, he's doing stuff now again, I think, for Dante. So there is that. I like this version of the Pokemon Center theme. Alright, so we're looking for scales. They're supposed to drop like these plates for the quest. I still haven't seen them. They're either supposed to be on this floor or the floor below, so I guess let's check the floor below a minute. And then that should be the last drop item for today. And how's Pixie doing? Level 29, not bad. That should be enough to at least go into the current dungeon. And then we'll work our way through the current dungeon and get down to the mid-boss fight, see if we can beat him today. If not, whatever, we can try tomorrow, but oh shoot. This might be it here, actually. I don't have fire, though. We could try wind and electric, I guess. Oh gosh, he reflects. He probably reflects wind, too. Gosh dang it, I literally don't have anything to deal with this, do I? Maybe I have an item, so I don't have to run back and grab Yukiko. Yeah, here we go. And then we could just all attack him. Nice. Okay, that worked out. Let's see if we get the drop item here I need. Yep, there it is. Okay, I think that should be good. All right, let's get out of here. Let me just go retrace my steps. So we can use the save point at the top floor to leave the dungeon for free without using up like MP or an item, so. Okay. Let's return to the entrance, heal up, talk to the fox, and head back in, I guess. Actually, do we even need to talk to the fox? I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right, let me quickly get down back to the 6th floor because I think it probably reset. Let me see if we can just teleport straight to the 6th floor because we did get there earlier. I don't know. Yeah, okay. All right, let me go ahead and turn off the music. There we go. Okay. Ooh. I always get jump scared whenever I turn back on the sound. All right. Yeah. So let's try this mid boss. And then we'll probably call it a day for today. Yeah. That'd be a good time. And then tomorrow we'll try and beat Naoto. Or Shadow Naoto, rather. Gosh, it always feels so slow to go back, you know, to normal speed. All right. Unfortunate.
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
Let's do this. Persona!
Dang, okay. That how it is? Let's see about physical.
It's tough.
Man, they repel pretty much everything. Besides physical, obviously. Alright.
Here goes. Persona! Damn, it's not going down.
That's not how the MP5 works.
Let's do this. 2 enemies left.
Enemies defeated. Chie-senpai.
How did Pixie's stats come out, by the way? I haven't been paying attention to what she's been putting stats into. I don't think I have that, dude. Oh. Well. The slot version of that minigame is not my favorite. I've never been good at those kind of slot minigames. Decent amount into magic. Decent endurance stat, I guess. Well, compared to what, right? Yeah. I mean, Pixie's stats are always going to be kind of low compared to everybody else. Maybe in the late game, not so much, but it won't matter as much because she'll be like fairly high leveled if we're power leveling her with the equipment that gives us more XP on the MC. But at least she has decent skills now. Like I said, we'll remake her one more time. I think this version of her should be fine for Heaven, so we'll see. Although, to be fair, like, whenever I can, I should probably just make the new version of her once I have access to those 3 skills. Endure, Enduring Soul, Repel Fire, and, a different attacking skill. I think I said Garodyne, right? I think so. So. I don't have a way to get rid of that, do I? Okay. I've been missing Yukiko this dungeon. She really is a really good staple party member with a really good healing, really good damage output. Just overall a really good party member, obviously. Yeah, she is getting there. If she gets to level 52, she gets power charge, which would be massively helpful for the boss fight, right? So, we'll see. It would like double her damage output pretty much with her physical skills. Okay. I wish I could see the whole like party roster or like who's up next after Chie. Okay. Let me go ahead and just diorama. I don't want to risk it. Yeah. Also, Yukiko gets revival skills, which is very useful, obviously. I suppose I could have brought her in for the mid boss instead of Chie, but or maybe Yosuke. But honestly, we kind of want the XP on everybody for final boss fight of this dungeon. I think we'll try and beat the final boss with the current equipment we have on tomorrow. We'll try a few times, and then if we're still dying way too quickly, I'll just go and grab some proper equipment. It'd be nice to beat him with the equipment that gives us more XP, obviously, but if he's too tanky or we're dying way too fast, we'll just, you know, I'll settle for beating him instead of like beating him with extra bonuses. So, oh, crit! Nice, nice.
Whoa, senpai, that's too adopted.
Atta girl.
Black spot. Do. Almost dead. Oh my gosh, Teddy.
One enemy to go. Keep it up.
All right. Not bad, MC. Not bad.
Power up.
Oh, there's Rahan and Teddy. That's very nice. Let's get rid of... What are we getting rid of? Ooh, probably Ice Break. Yeah, Ice Break is fine. 54 is Bufudyne. Okay. Probably not going to get to that, but we'll see. At least not before the next boss fight. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. The break skills, not my favorite. I find that in most cases it's better just to bring a different party member. And now if, you know, the enemy repels ice, I can just have him heal somebody up to full with Rahan or something, right? Ouch.
Forget ice attacks. Just do your best.
Okay.
3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
It's not going down.
Electricity should do the trick.
The only real case I found for them is for enemies that nullify like most things, which there are only a couple of in the Persona games. SMT has that a bit more often, but for Persona, it's very rare to have something that nullifies a bunch of different elements.
This enemy. You struck a sweet spot, Chie-senpai.
I forgot he repels physical.
Oh, nice move, Yosuke-senpai.
Ah, I was worried it would be the lion's turns next. Oh well. Oh shoot, that's not good. Oh, thank goodness for Endure. Okay, jeez, man. Jeez. All right. Okay, Magarula again.
Enemy defeated. Keep it up, Yosuke-senpai.
Let's go ahead and cure the rage so he doesn't kill himself on attacking an enemy. No! Thanks, Yosuke. Appreciate it, bud.
Senpai,
Gosh.
you're low on health. Be
Thank
careful.
goodness. That mechanic definitely makes this run easier. Being able to have people to jump in to stop me from dying as the MC definitely makes this run a lot easier, especially since it's the first rank instead of the last rank
Two enemies left. Don't go
in this
too far
version of the
now.
game.
Persona!
Enemy defeated. You're off to a good start.
Nice!
Yes, we won! Congrats, guys!
Okay. That was a little tight, but not too bad. Well, it did get kind of hairy there towards the end, not gonna lie. But that's why I put Endure. That's why Endure was non-negotiable. All right. Is that better than what Teddy's wearing now? Or is it the same thing? Might be the same thing. Because he's wearing Snow Vow. Oh yeah, it is better. Okay. Why am I wearing this? What's this do again? Amaterasu fob? Oh, max HP. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Make the MC a bit more tanky. Because that puts him at what? $557. Yeah, that makes him pretty tanky for this part of the game. Okay. I'll hold on to that for now then. I feel like this song doesn't have quite as strong as an identity as the others. Other boss, or I guess other dungeon themes rather. But it is a good one. Okay, we need to go find the ID. It's should be in a chest somewhere on this floor. And then we need to go back up to the 4th floor. Fight the mid-boss there, then come back down here.
Go! Susanoo!
4 enemies down.
Now's our chance. You ready? All right. Ready or not, here
I
we
do
go.
like this dungeon structure. I think it's one of the few that doubles back on itself, but it's not bad. Nope, what do we got? Temperance? Sure. I feel like that was a decent effect. More money? Yeah, I'll take more money from battles.
Ooh, congratulations!
Man, MC is up to level 54. This sure is doing good work, guys. Yeah, because what level is the boss in this? dungeon. I forgot. Persona 4 bosses. What level is Shadow Naoto? So I know kind of like what level to expect to be at. Level 55. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, so we're about right, actually. Meh, we'll see how we're doing after beating the mid-boss, but yeah, we're doing okay. So I feel like we're a little higher level than we need to be, for sure. Thanks to the shirts, but... do your thing, Yosuke.
All right, good answer. Ready or not, here we come.
Man, I love that enemy type. Love getting rid of them super easy peasy.
Another level for me.
Another level up, and Yosuke will get Garodine. That's funny. Yosuke will get Garodine before Teddy gets Bufudine. Oh gosh, these guys. I think we should just get out of here. These things are annoying.
4 enemies left. Don't give up.
Man, they just deal so much damage.
No!
Like, how am I supposed to deal with this? Is it because Pixie's endurance stat is really low? I don't know if that's the reason or not, honestly. I feel like it's probably not. I feel like these guys are just a pain in the butt because they hurt everybody pretty bad. Like, they two-shot anybody. Pixie's endurance stat is going to be, like, lower than others, so there is that, but... yeah, that's, like, one major downside. With Pixie being like the persona I'm using for most of these like challenge runs and stuff, right? Oh, there's the card. She typically doesn't have a huge... she doesn't have a very high endurance stat a lot of the time, so makes the MC a lot squishier than he would otherwise would be a lot of the time. I get it? I don't know, but it didn't get me. We're uneven playing, so I'll take that at least.
Physical attack. Just 2 left. Come on, this fight's not over. Go! Yeah! 2 enemies down. Aha! Let's do it! This is it! Yeah, I leveled up!
Come on, couple more levels and then she's gonna get power charged. That'd be so nice for the boss fight. Whether it's this upcoming one or the next one. Should I leave and like come back a minute so I can save? I feel like because we saved there. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that because we have Teddy, so we could have him cast Traisto, get a full heal and like from the fox save, and then come back in a minute because now we don't have to go and grab the key card again. We can just go straight to the mid-boss. Plus, we have to go back up the stairs, I think, right? Because I think what it is that key card works on the one on the 4th floor. That's where the mid boss is. Then we have to go back down to the 6th floor with the card that the we get from beating the mid boss. So I think that's how this dungeon works, if I remember correctly. I don't remember if there's any like particular gimmick with the Heaven dungeon. I think it's just a pretty straightforward dungeon. Its dungeon structure feels a little bit different. Its corridors are a lot narrower, I think, but for the most part, it's pretty much like the most like pretty average layout wise and everything. I think my best bet is just to, yeah, because I can just walk back up and then I'm like 1 floor away instead of 3 floors away. Yeah, if I just turn back around and go up. I just gotta find the stairs up again.
Two enemies on the field. Crush them. Go! 2 enemies down. Let's do it. Ah!
Oh, okay. And Pixie just keeps leveling up. Keep at it though. Or you're not anywhere close to everybody else yet. Am I gonna stream P4R? Yeah, I'll stream P4 Revival when it comes out. It probably won't be for a while. I really don't think it's gonna come out until like late this year, sometime next year, but I'll stream it. I've streamed P3R after all.
This one's weak type.
Well, I'm saying that now, but unless I like, I don't know, lose both my hands or something, I'm still planning on streaming then.
So useless on this one.
Unless something stops me from doing so, I'm planning on it, yeah.
Ice is its weakness. Go! I'll punish you. Enemy down. Go for it, senpai. I'll punish you. Someone finish it off.
100%. It's gonna be a remake of Golden. It's not gonna be a remake of the original.
Physical attack.
How much damage is Pixie doing? A good amount, okay.
All right, guys, pile on. Ready? Let's do it. This is it.
Probably music and outfits, like they did with P3R. That's unfortunate. I don't think, because MC is what level? He's level 54, and Rise is level 52. I think Rise is not getting the benefit of the shirt that the MC is wearing. I always thought that she got the same amount of XP as the MC did, and I think that's still technically true, but I don't think it counts modifiers like the MC wearing a shirt here that gives him more XP. So because he's starting to like pull ahead in terms of levels compared to her, so or maybe P5 personas. Yeah, P5 and P3 personas will probably be in it as DLC as well.
Physical attacks won't work. It's so puny. Use electricity on it. 3 of them. Don't give up now, okay?
Nice, Counter-Strike. Global offensive.
Puny. I'll finish you. You struck a weak spot, Chie-senpai.
Ah, I should have dizzied it. My bad. I forgot the MC is kind of slow right now. It's Pixie. Oh.
You're off to a good start.
Man.
Enemy defeated. You're off to a good
All right.
One enemy to go. Keep it up. Go! What? Enemy down.
All right, let's do it. Give it up.
Yeah, Magic is 31 on Pixie, so yeah, I mean, plus Zeodyne. She's doing some pretty good damage. I guess, to be fair, those enemies were weak to Zeo, but because, like, I don't know. What's Thoth at? Okay, level 45, it's at 40 something, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, she has a ways to go. Whatever. Alright, it's not that crazy, but still fun to see. Alright, we're trying to find the... Oh, there's the stairs up. Right. Because we got to get to the mid-boss. Right. Focus. Eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. Alright. So the mid-boss door should be somewhere on this floor. I should probably keep an eye out for a treasure chest, because it should have a treasure chest locked behind it, so... But just in general, I should keep an eye out for treasure chests, so... Weak to ice. Guard. Mabufu.
Don't lower your guard now. I'll finish you.
I should have Teddy heal us after this. No. I guess I'll try and go for Dis. That was dumb. I shouldn't have used my first flip to... I think... I forgot where Yatagarasu was.
I've climbed the stairway to maturity.
Okay. But yeah, I think it'll be stuff like that. Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't done more DLC for Metaphor, or haven't announced more DLC for it. Maybe the team that was working on Metaphor has already moved on to working on other things, so they can't, like, get around to, like, working on putting in new content. Because, like, with how successful it was, and, like, given that they did DLC for P3R when it was so successful, I thought Metaphor would get the same treatment, but I guess not so much.
It's so puny. Use electricity on.
Persona.
You hit the enemy's weak.
Finish it off.
Oh, I missed. Okay.
4 of them. You need to set them. Electricity will work.
Let's do this. Ready to go.
Go! Enemy defeated. That's just... It's so puny.
Yeah, unlike P3 Fez and P3 Portable and everything, there's already a quote-unquote definitive version of P4, and it's P4 Golden. I'd be very, very, very surprised if P4 Golden isn't the basis for the remake. I don't understand why it wouldn't be. Yeah. Alright. Mid-boss should be right behind you here. Yeah, okay. Let's avoid these fights, because I don't need to fight right before the mid-boss. Alright. Let me just double check my notes here. Uses power charge and Herculean strike. Takes reduced damage from almost everything, including Almighty, but slightly more from ice. Fizz is about 70%. Electric and fire is 90%. Wind is 95%. Okay. All right, let's try it. Intruder detected within the research area. Elimination proceeding. Okay. It's powered up. Okay. I can't Dekaja that either, unfortunately.
Here goes. Persona. That's some thick skin.
One enemy to go. Keep it up. Go! What's up? It's tough. Just what I
Oof.
expected, Senpai.
And it got a crit and power charged again. Okay.
Woo, you're up. Time for a counterattack.
Persona.
Thanks.
Here goes. Someone else's turn.
Huh? What's up? It's tough. Ooh, nice move, Yosuke-senpai.
Persona. Here goes. It's not going down.
Go! I'll finish you.
Couldn't quite beat it.
What? I can't defeat it. Let's do this. Persona. It's not going down.
Go! What's up?
It's tough.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had Yukiko here. Oh well. Yeah, okay. Unless something really bad happens with crits, I think we're mostly fine. I think at this point it's just a matter of wearing him down, unfortunately.
It's not going down.
As long as we keep defending on the turn that he uses his attack, and we keep healing in between with Teddy, I think we're fine. It's too bad I can't get a reflect physical persona here. I could if I was, I think I can get one by this point in the game. If, I've been grinding a bunch, and we are level 53 or so I think I could get one. But, obviously I can't get that skill into Pixie, so.
Here goes.
I think as long as we defend, we don't need to heal this turn.
Thick skin.
Maybe we should buff everybody instead. Or have Teddy attack? Probably buff everybody.
It's tough.
Another thing is we only get like one turn of the buff really, because we have to guard here. And then we get to attack next turn, and then the next turn that it lasts, we have to, yeah. We have counter strike, so at least that'll proc sometimes. Okay. Oh, at least we can attack here.
Here goes. That's some thick skin.
Go! I'll finish you!
Couldn't quite beat it.
I'll get it next time.
Oh, standby. Oh, that's right. It's going to go for an alt.
Persona.
It's going to blow up here in a couple of turns.
Here goes. Persona. Someone else's turn.
Huh? Someone finish it off.
I'll get it next time.
Yeah, we have to kill it in the next couple of turns here. Otherwise, it's going to blow up and kill us all, I think. I don't know. Maybe we can survive if we defend, but...
Someone else's turn.
Go! I'll finish you!
Couldn't quite beat it.
Yeah, it's gonna blow up here. All right, I think this should be it though. There we go. Last blow with Pixie.
Won! We did it!
All right, not bad, not bad.
I'll get strong too.
Level 55 for the MC. Pixie got to level 35. Okay, getting up there.
Hey! I leveled up!
One more level for
For me.
TA and she'll get power charge. We might have to do that tomorrow, but I'm not too worried about it today. Garodine. Yeah, that's a good boost in damage output for Yosuke. He gets Masaku Kaja next. That's not bad. Alright. Let's grab the key card. Yes, you did it, Senpai. I did indeed. The original P4 font looks so weird. Does it? I feel like it's pretty much the same as the original. It's just an Arial font, isn't it? Like some variation of Arial. Oh wait, what am I doing? I don't have to walk out of here. I can get Teddy to trace to us out of here. I thought they used the same font for Golden, but maybe I'm wrong. Ooh boy, I still can't believe we're already over 80 hours for this playthrough. Like, we're not even to Heaven Dungeon yet, and it's already been like 80 hours? What? That's wild. And that's not counting like a bunch of time, you know, dying and everything. We're doing okay on deaths. We've kind of slowed down on them. We'll see if we have a bunch of deaths towards the end for like the last few bosses, but I've been preparing fairly well, so. Maybe the size is just different. Yeah, I think so. It's definitely a bit cleaner on Golden. All right. All right. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Got all the way through everything I wanted to get done today. We made a new Pixie, leveled her up some, got all the drop items for the current quests. I can cross off the mid-boss. So tomorrow we just got to get down to the 6th floor, use the key card, and we can get access to that boss. Might try and level up TA one more time tomorrow. She's like 1 level away from getting power charge, which would be a huge help for the upcoming boss fight, right? So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy that we got Pixie all set. I thought that would take forever, and it did, but it didn't take forever. So yeah, pretty happy, pretty excited to, you know, get done with the Naoto dungeon tomorrow. Start working towards the Heaven dungeon this weekend. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow for that. Thanks for hanging out and everything. Kojo, Kurt, Christian, Andy, Union, British Snorlax, Radek, Lorenzo. Hope you guys are all having a good one. I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow. But in case I don't see ya, hope you guys have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See you guys.